Hello, sports fans. Jim Coyle with Indiana Sports Beat Radio. Thank you for stopping by our YouTube channel. Make sure to hit the subscribe and notifications toggle so you never miss a thing. All of our content up here every day. Looking forward to it. Thank you, and we'll see you on the radio. Welcome back to the Hard Truth Distilling Company studios on this Thursday. Grateful to have Bob Kravitz from bobkravitz.com along for the ride. How are you, sir?
I'm tremendous, buddy. How are you?
I cannot complain. If I was any better, I'd be Bob Kravitz. Just waiting for the spring to break, brother. Waiting for the fall.
When you get older, you become more sensitive to cold. So it's something you got to look forward to. I used to love the cold. Now it's just like, get me the hell out of here.
I never liked it. I don't like being cold. Below 30, below 32 degrees. If it's below freezing, that's not fun.
I think you need to do some midwinter remotes down in Florida.
I've done that before, and I would have done that again this year. It just did not. Indiana football screwed that up for me, to be honest with you.
Those bastards.
Yeah, they screwed my deal up, man. So there's that. But lots going on Indiana basketball and a coaching search. Purdue is fading in the Big Ten a little bit. And so there's a race for the title in the Big Ten. We've got that going on. And then, of course, Indiana I'm trying to get confirmation on whether or not Indiana will or will not be playing in the Crown tournament if they do not make the NCAA tournament. Yeah, I see the look on your face. It was one that I had myself not long ago. I was not even aware of the Crown tournament. That is exactly. It is a tournament that is supposed to not take the place of the NIT because the NCAA owns the NIT. The Crown tournament was created by Fox, and I'm not sure if they have partners on this, but per Rick, Rick was on with me yesterday, Bozich, and he said that as far as he knows, that conference teams are supposedly not allowed to turn down an invitation if they get it
to the Crown
tournament.
So dude, I had no idea. Never.
That's what happens. You learn a lot on
I do
ISB Radio. I got to tell you, I feel very proud. I'm very proud of that.
Well, you should be. Who sponsors this? I mean, who's?
It's a Fox thing that I'll have to pull it up real quick. But Fox put this together, and it's the Crown. I can't even spell right now. TOUR. This is. I had not even heard of this. Until recently myself. I don't know when this thing was put together, but college hoop fans, a new reimagined postseason college tournament coming to Fox this spring. The college basketball Crown, a 16-team men's postseason tournament, will take place in Las Vegas. Now that's supposed to be one of the draws. March 31st through April 6th. So does this go past the NCAA tournament?
I think so. Yeah. Are these teams that are like higher ranked than NIT teams? I would assume.
I think that they're teams that do not make the NCAA tournament. This has nothing to do with NIT. They are supposed to, from way I understand, if you're not in the NCAA tournament and you get an invitation to this is where you're going.
You got to go. Okay. I'm sure Mike Woodson's looking forward to doing a couple extra games. So
that's my whole point.
Some more.
Yeah. He's got I wonder who he's going to start sending up to do the interviews next.
He's running out of assistant coaches.
Pulling people out of the crowd. Maybe you.
Yeah.
Maybe me. I don't know.
I'll do it. I just think they need to get over the hump, man.
That's all it takes. But I don't know. I wish I knew. I wish I knew.
Let me just say this: what he's doing is despicable. It's bad form. I understand that he's deeply hurt, but you know what? It's the way you react to those things. He's still contractually obligated to do pregame shows, postgame shows, and weekly shows, and I know he's cashing that check. So I got a real problem with that. So there.
There's no doubt, because that's where the bulk of his salary comes from, I believe, is
Yeah.
under the media headlines, which
Mhm.
encompasses a lot of different things. But the radio show, the pregame shows, the postgame shows, and he
Mhm.
has just decided he doesn't have to do that, because I don't know how he came to that
Yeah,
determination
I
that
don't
he
know
was
how
allowed to do
he
that.
justifies it if he's getting paid. If he's not getting paid, like I have no problem with the fact that he hasn't addressed his situation with us in the media. I mean, that's his prerogative, and he wants to keep the focus on the season still at hand. But you know, the whole thing with the radio shows and then not making players available after games. What kind of cheap crap is that?
I think that is a way to control, again, what
Right.
is being said, since he's not going to acknowledge or take questions about it. He doesn't want anybody else in the room that to be asked those questions that he can't control. So therefore, he will not put them in the room.
That's just it's as the kids say, it's weak sauce.
It is very weak sauce, and it is, well, as Rick pointed out yesterday, it's just points out his insecurities.
Or his,
And
his arrogance.
it's all of that, and I'm like, wow. And the thing is, he doesn't see how much this is exacerbating all of that. It's like he's right and everybody else is wrong, but this is not making it go away. This just
No.
elevates it.
Yeah, he's going to go out on a unless they pull off a miracle, win a couple of quad ones here down the stretch and get into the tournament, which is a long shot at best. He's going to go out with people feeling a certain sort of way about him because he's not
And
handled it well.
no, and there's no way, if that's is his his take on everything, how can you believe that his goal, overall goal, is to really give everything to go out and win these final games, to win every time they step on the floor?
Right.
I can't say that I feel that way.
No, I look, I think they could turn things around on Sunday. I think, it's not always who you play, but when you play them, and I think they've got more than a puncher's chance. I'd say they've got a good chance to beat Purdue on Sunday. They got 3 losses in a row. They just got beat up by Michigan State. I really think I think they're going to win on Sunday. I really do.
Well, they certainly took Purdue to the mat up in
Right.
West
Right.
Lafayette, and truthfully should have won that game.
No doubt.
But I hate to say use the word should have, but it's the same way with UCLA. They should have been able to tie that game.
Oh, they had so many opportunities. Mbako with a bunny and then that 3-pointer in the corner.
And here's the thing that to me is my take, that this team continues to fail in moments of opportunity. You look at a team like Michigan, who has won, how many games straight has Michigan won now? Like 6, I believe,
Something like
or more, on their way to leading the Big Ten. I'm trying to pull up the standings from the ones I want to pull. There we go. Pull it up from. And oh no, damn it, that's the wrong year. But I will get the correct year on here, because they have now won 6 straight.
Right.
But of those 6 straight games, they have all been within 5 points, I believe.
Yeah.
They win the close games, which that is going to do them very well come tournament time.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to jump on you there. We had a little
No,
delay.
I was just babbling.
No, it's just with IU, I mean, those final moments, I want a point guard who I can count upon. And Miles Rice has not had a terrible year. He's had an okay year. He's shown flashes, but late in games, he makes some really questionable decisions. And if your point guard is not setting the table, not getting the ball down to the low post with Renew and Ballo, that's a problem. I mean, he takes some really bad shots at crunch time.
Another problem for Indiana, Mike Woodson doesn't know a lot. A lot. I don't think he knows the rules of college basketball. I don't think he knows as far as substituting is. He doesn't think ahead at all. This team is never. That's why they're not prepared for these endings. That's why they can't execute, because there's no pre-planning. I don't think they plan for this stuff in practice. Because you should have. When I played high school football, for God's sakes, we practiced the 2-minute offense every stinking week. We may not use it all season, but we practice it every stinking week because it is different than you're running things regularly. It's sped up. It requires execution at a higher level, and it requires you to do those things and to be really on point mentally, because you have to make decisions that there cannot be screw-ups in that time.
Right.
I don't think that they work on that, because time after time they did nothing but screw it up. And I'm talking from the coaching staff down. And Miles Rice, after his first 2 mishaps at the end of the games, why in God's green earth was he the guy that had his ball in his hands at Purdue? And then Mike Woodson talks about, well, I tried to call a timeout, I couldn't get his attention. First of all, that's a lie. Call your own damn timeout. Hey, number 2, watch the tape. He wasn't trying to get anybody's attention.
No,
he wasn't. He was oblivious. And this is not meant to be a bash Mike Woodson thing, because that ship has sailed. But it just aggravates me.
Yeah,
with all that stuff. He doesn't get the players' names right some of the times. You're not engaged. So to throw this temper tantrum is even worse, because it is on you. This is all on you. And
gotta look in the mirror, man.
It is. I will say this now, not from the coaching, but it's very Bob Knight-esque. As great a coach as Bob. Now, see, Bob Knight was a great coach. There was a different deal there.
Sure.
He knew what he was doing. Bob also had that same, if you don't think what I think, you're wrong.
Yeah, if you're not with us, you're against.
Non grata. Exactly. But I don't know. I just have to think that all this ancillary stuff that's going on has to be going on in practice as well. And so it's like, wow, that makes it even more difficult for this team to accomplish anything down the stretch.
It's a shame, because Mike is a playing legend, and he came here with so much goodwill. I give him, among many others, credit for bringing Coach Knight back to Assembly Hall. I mean, the fact, Knight came back because of Woodson and because it was time, but I don't know.
Horse crap.
Huh?
I say horse crap to that. He came back because his buddy was on the board of trustees and kind of shoehorned Scott Dolson into making this hire.
No, I'm talking about Bob Knight coming back.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I'm talking about that Woodson played a role in bringing. Knight came back because one of his own was coaching. So I don't know. It's I hate to see his legacy besmirched at this point. He was a great player. He was a coach who was a little arrogant, didn't put the time in. Just not good. And
you know what? And I don't think it's going to affect his legacy as a player.
No,
because they were so far removed from each other that and he didn't win a national title. He missed out on that, unfortunately for him.
Right,
but,
just by 1 year.
Yeah, but he was a tremendous player at a tremendous time for Indiana. So that I can separate that easily.
Yeah.
They're not the same to me. I didn't know him as a player. I only know him in this regard. So
I just think younger people who don't remember 1980, and there's a lot of people like that. All they know about Mike Woodson is he came to Indiana and failed. And so I think for them, that's the prism through which they're going to view Mike Woodson.
That's funny. Williams, this is switching gears a little bit,
Sure.
but Williams says that CBS predicts, if you can find that, Williams, send me a little bit more of a direct link. CBS predicts IU football will be sub 500 in the Big Ten next season. Well, I will argue that one all day long, although they do have a much tougher schedule. There will be no bitching and moaning about Indiana's schedule next year simply because of the away games at Iowa, at Oregon, and at Penn State. And as a matter of fact, the at Iowa and at Oregon are back to back. And that comes off of playing Illinois at home, another team that has CFP aspirations. So I think Iowa is going to be a much improved team because they pulled in this quarterback from South Dakota who can throw the ball. And we have never seen an Iowa team that can throw the ball. So if they have the running game going and they can now throw it and they've got a solid defense, they're going to be a player. The Big Ten is going to be, I think, upgraded next year. I think all these teams are going to upgrade, but I still think that Indiana, I think they wind up, my prediction is 10-2 and back in the college football playoffs. 93.
Damn. Well, I'll tell you what, I trust you implicitly because we'll tell the story. We were in Terre Haute, Terre Haute, right? No, French Lick.
Yes.
French Lick. And you're telling me how IU's going to win 10 games and 11 games and 100 games. I'm like, are you doing drugs again? And I was like, oh, they'll be 500, maybe, a game better than once. It's an easy schedule. I mean, but you saw it. So whatever you say, I'm betting the house on it.
Well, as a matter of fact, speaking of, I don't make big bets. I did on that, and that ticket is still sitting up in front of me, stuck to the wall. I've yet to go back down there and cash that baby. I will at some point, trust me. But
that'll buy dinner.
Hey, I wish I'd have been the guy that was really smart. I appreciate the credit. I really do. But there was a guy who made a bet, and I saw it posted. Before the season, he bet $110, I guess, covering the VIG, that Indiana would make the college football playoffs.
Damn.
He bet $100. You know
what were the odds on that? Do you know?
I don't remember the odds, but I can tell you what it paid, so you can figure it out. He bet $100 and won 10,500.
Holy smokes!
Yeah,
I almost forgot where I was.
Don't worry, I could have edited it, but that would have been one of those moments. I wish to gosh I would have even thought of that.
Yeah, I mean, you knew they were going to win what, 10, 11 games? I mean, you had
I felt that, but I was not smart enough to do that. That's being smart and me have never been confused for being one and the same.
Yeah, I understand. Well, it's still a good call.
Yep. Indiana, he's back to basketball. They have got to finish the season. Purdue coming to town on Sunday with yet another opportunity. And as crazy as it is, Indiana is still like the 5th or 6th team out of the tournament, which means they're actually still within reach because of their schedule. If they could get a win over Purdue and follow that up with a win over Oregon, just those 2 wins alone. And then they have Ohio State at home, who is also an NCAA tournament team that they've already beaten. If they could get those 3 wins, damn it, they may yet sneak into the tournament.
And wouldn't that, I mentioned this in a column, wouldn't it be something if they went on some crazy ass run won a couple of games, got in the tournament, won a couple of games. This team has got enough talent not only to make the NCAA tournament, but to do a little something. And obviously they've underachieved all year. But it is not beyond the realm of possibility that they could turn this whole thing around very quickly.
Nope. And it would be not surprising because we see that happen a lot of times when teams are facing an adversity or whatever, and boom, it's a different mentality for whatever reason. Who knows? Maybe they're getting bonuses if they win.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what? That's how the NIL should be set up. Smaller payments, bonuses if this is achieved. How about
Yeah,
them?
there you go.
What's up next for you, brother?
Well, I got IU Purdue on Sunday, and the Ballard and Steichen will be talking at the Combine on Tuesday. So we'll be watching over that.
Looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it. Thank you as always. We'll see you on Sunday, I guess, then.
Well, I won't be down there, but I'll be watching closely.
You'll be there in spirit.
In spirit.
Be there in spirit.
I'm going to Nashville this weekend for a hockey game, so I won't be getting. Yeah,
I've been to a hockey game in Nashville. It is
in Bridgestone. Pretty cool.
Yeah,
it cool. We're seeing the Preds and the Avalanche.
I was down there for a roping when I was competing in team roping.
Yeah,
and literally had my truck and trailer with the horses in it. And I remember we found a spot where we could park the truck and trailer. We backed up to a concrete wall so no one could get into the back of the horse trailer where the horses were. And off we went to the game and then back out and
Very
gone,
cool.
baby.
Yeah. What did you rope?
Steers.
Okay.
And it's called team roping. One guy ropes the horns, turns the steer. Another guy, your partner, ropes the back legs as fast as possible.
That's not a real big sport in suburban New York City.
See that right there? That picture over my that shoulder.
Yeah. Yes.
There, but that's me. It's a picture, but that's a painting. That's me there, and my partner's over there. But that's in Las Vegas at a rope.
Very cool. I didn't know that about you.
Man,
you're a cowboy. You're a rhinestone cowboy.
Ooh, just take the second part better.
Yeah, okay.
Bob Kravitz from bobkravitz.com. Make sure you're giving him a follow and keeping up with all the great things that he writes. Appreciate you, my friend.
Thank you, my man.
Hello, sports fans. Jim Coyle with Indiana Sports Beat Radio. Thank you for stopping by our YouTube channel. Make sure to hit the subscribe and notifications toggle so you never miss a thing. All of our content up here every day. Looking forward to it. Thank you, and we'll see you on the radio.